Brand Armstrong TV. Uh, this is another poem or whatnot for 82709, which is a series of poems slash raps I'm doing for my son. Just the different things that was going on in my mind and during the time before his birth and throughout life. Uh, I'm also gonna be working on my baby girl thing. I'm gonna name her, by her birthday, of course, and then we're gonna go from there. But I'm gonna have a lot of different. When I do poems from here on out, it's all gonna be a part of a collection. See, I used to write notebooks of poems and raps when I was young. I loved albums. I loved music. My mama brought me up on my old man, my mama, brought me up on the old school. Al Green, the Temptations, the OJ's, Marvin Gaye, things like that. So I fell in love with music and albums and the way they made you feel and the covers and the titles of songs and I started looking at it like a time capsule. So, and when I think about rap and hip hop and the spoken word, it got to go back underground, and if you love this art form, just the spoken word, because the rap stuff just started as spoken word, people just expressing themselves through the spoken word, then you add a beat, but it got to go back underground, and if you love the art form, man, contribute, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have you ain't got to be famous, man. It didn't start from us being famous. It started from raw, real stuff that people were speaking. So that's why I do this, because I was doing this before it was a YouTube, before it was a internet and camera phones. I was writing notebooks full of stuff. Ask my big brother, he'll tell you, he was throwing notebooks and stuff away, just throwing stuff away. Whole notebooks full of stuff. I was throwing in the trash, but I wanted to live, a little more. And once I realized I wasn't gonna die early, or at least it didn't seem like it, which it didn't turn out to be, I said, okay, I'm gonna live a little bit. Now I'm back right, I'm back on it, and I really got to give thanks to getting back in the word once again, man. It opens your mind up, but this is called "We So Wrong," and I'm not finna try to make it perfect and none of that. I'm getting them in the can like Tupac, I'm just putting them down. You want to edit it and make it right, go make it right. I'm getting them in the can, man. We're running out of time. You feel me? We so wrong. We complain about what you can't experience. Can't wait to get off work. You can't be serious. My child talk too much. Try waiting to for to hear it. Taking your child to therapy with a broken spirit, but having faith for two parents at the same time that he can be. And he sings my name. He didn't say it the first time. Almost crashed. Could whoop ass off the frustration. Women hating their own seed. This world. Man, hold on. I'm gonna start it over. We complain about what you can't experience. Can't wait to get off work. You can't be serious. My child talk too much. Try waiting till 40 hear it. Taking your child to therapy with a broken spirit. But having faith for two parents at the same time that he can be. And he sings my name. He didn't say it the first time. Almost crashed. Could whoop ass off the frustration. Women hating their own seed. This world greed won't allow my son's compassion. What I look like relaxing. That bring guilt to my mind. Fools question my spine, but if they stood in my shoes, they'd be in blues from depression. But thank God, I don't depend on man. The Lord reached out his hand and gave me faith. We so wrong. We so wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? And the whole point of the title "We So Wrong" is, man, I'm talking about my son that got the autism, and people be complaining about their kids, and people be acting like they can't, oh, I can't stand this, I can't stand that. Like I said, man, you go back and look at the first video, one of the first video, if not the first video I put up, I was talking about, my son, and his friend, his affliction, you know what I mean? And understanding that, hold on, and understanding that, we should be grateful. And what I want to do, the stand that I put up for my daughter, because of my son affliction and how I'm holding myself to a high standard of what I want to do with her, because I got a mind that ain't held back by nothing, you know. So when I say we so wrong, man, I'm just saying I didn't even want to go into it like that. I just wanted to just, let a little, say a little what I wanted to say. Because as I go along, man, I'm gonna get on some other stuff. So I ain't gotta try to pour it all into, one poem. Believe me, I'm writing, so it's gonna be a lot of stuff getting dumped on here. And some of it may be 82709, some of it may be um, my daughter thing or the next thing after, God willing. Who knows? What we living in. But it's on, man. I'm doing it. And as you see, I put Galatians up. I picked the book to get back on as far as as far as recording the word. So back on it, man. We're going hard, and just sometimes you gotta take a little break just to gather your thoughts. That's the difference between back when I was younger. I was just writing, writing, writing. But now I know to live. But I done lived so much, man. I got a game, so it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to write, man. I got years of writing I gotta pour out. So yeah, as much as I can, I'm gonna be putting it on, putting them in the can, man. 82709, we so wrong. And once again, man, for all my dudes that that rap or write poems or whatever, man, man, post your stuff, man. Do your thing. And don't worry about views or who show you love, man. If you love the art form, do it, man. That's what made it what it is. It ain't about when the commercialization of it is what that made it so weak. When it had strength, it was just dudes that was doing it because they were just trying to get what they had in their mind off their mind and off their heart. That's what made it what it was, not the commercialization, not the money. So if you love the art form of the spoken word and understand the power of it, you know what I'm saying? Even in the Bible, in the beginning, they say it was, the word. You know what I mean? So speak it. You know what I mean? So do your thing. From the south to the east, from the south to the east, to the west, to the north. You know what I mean? Across the four winds. You know what I'm talking about? Do your thing, you put it down, baby. To all my underground poets, all my underground rappers, all my underground man, bring the thing back to what it's supposed to be. A real expression of the life that's going on, the real stuff. That's why the music don't sell. That's why nobody want to hear this stuff, because it ain't relatable to the real life that's actually going on. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody, trying to live no fantasy through nobody talking about no money all the time. You got to come with something real, man. So do your part to bring it back. I'm going to do my part. And like I said, I got to pull mine out, because you don't know when your time to check out is. So you better get it out on the table. Peace.